Hey y'all, it's Friday. Woo! What a week, what a week, what a week. We're going to open up with the saying a prayer to the God of my understanding, most gracious Heavenly Father. I thank you for allowing us to almost end another week. Thank you for letting us be able to stay in our right minds, choose to stay clean, choose to make change, choose to live life differently. I thank you for allowing the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous, the program, to come into our lives, to make a difference, to make a change, and to realize that we are free. Give a big shout out to the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous program, CAAANNA. And I also want to give a shout out to the therapists, to the counselors, to the group homes for men's and women's treatment facilities, inpatient, outpatient. Thank y'all for doing an amazing job. Thank y'all for allowing people to come off the streets, to come into your facility, and to help them get their lives back in order for the ones that want help. So I thank you for that. My God, my God, my God. Hey, y'all, listen. We are on addiction. We're just going to talk about addiction, talk about the things that we can do to stop us from using when we see the warning signs, when we see emotions and feelings step in. You know, we go through a lot of things. People don't know what a addict or a recovering addict go through in order to make change to their lives. But I also want to say this to the families that have lost loved ones due to drugs, due to alcohol, due to overdose. I am so sorry. You know, but that addiction is very real. And I just want you to know that you're not forgotten. You know, because it's very painful. We don't realize when we go through our addiction, when we are using, how it affects the mothers and the brothers and the sisters and the cousins and the uncles and fathers. We don't realize what it does to them. We are so self-centered and selfish. We only think about ourselves and our addiction. But this lets you know how bad this addiction is, because we lose loved ones. We lose people that we really, really love. We lose people that we cared about, you know, and for them to leave us in that kind of way is very overwhelming. And no mother wants to bury their child, or no mother wants to bury their mother or their father. No sister wants to bury their sister or brother. And so this addiction is very real. And this is why I get on here, because I know the battles. I know the demons that I have to face every day or every other day to keep a stable mind to where I don't ever want to use again. You know, addiction has stole and have took and have put us in a dark place, have hurt us, abused us. And because we invited that drug into our lives, this is what happens. But tonight I wanted to say, for every friend, for every mother, for every father, sister, or brother who lost someone to addiction, who lost someone to an overdose, who lost someone to drinking, who lost someone from shooting up, you know, my heart goes out to you. But you have to stay strong and think of the good things that brought you laughter and what you miss. And I'm saying that to myself too, because I had a son who died dealing with the drugs and the pills. He mostly did pills, but it's still a drug. And I lost him. He went to sleep and never woke up. So today my heart was feeling that. and to all the families, and to all my friends, to all my associates. I tell you that I'm very proud of you, because you became stronger than you really ever knew. Losing a child, burying a child, mother or father or sisters or brothers or cousins or nieces or nephews. You know, we all love and feel the same way. So I just wanted to give a shout out to you all for the one that's maintaining, who just lost a kid, or who's struggling right now with one of their loved ones that's fighting the drug addiction and the disease of an addiction. But this is a disease. So I give a shout out to you. Every time I get on here, I'm going to give a shout out to a family. I don't know who it reaches. I don't know who it connects with, but you're not alone. So don't ever think that you're alone, because you're not. Okay. I wanted to give a shout out to my friend Randy, who lost her life. She was in recovery. She loved recovery just like I did. And her funeral is Sunday. I look forward to saying my goodbyes and telling her thank you for the food she cooked and I ate. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her. I don't want her to be forgotten, because she was a good person, loving and kind, caring and loving. And that goes a long ways. Okay, thank you. I see my sister Evangelist Selena Green is on here. She's on Tuesday night telling you about the Word. She fed me on Tuesday. I always listen, I always learn something, and I get something from it. So hello to my sister. But anyway, y'all, we talking about addiction. And one of the things, and most of the things I wanted to talk about is, you know, things I thought about, how sometimes we can get overwhelmed with life. You know, choices and decisions. And, you know, when we're in recovery, we have to stay hooked up to something. We can't do this. We cannot do this by ourselves. You know, and that's why they have a program for us called the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous, because the program does help us. It helped me, you know, and when we get to a place in our life to where we don't want to die, we want to make changes, we want to get in the atmosphere of dealing with our trauma and our situation and, you know, past things, present things, we have to learn how to give ourselves and nurture ourselves and change the way we think. You have to do that. You have to change the way you think, because if you don't change the way you think, you will continue to use, and when you use, your chances that you will eventually die, because the drugs they have out here now, fentanyl, Adderall, pain pill, Oxycontin, alcohol, all that is a drug. And some people think it's not. Some people think I'm okay, you know, I can drink it in moderation, but I thought the same thing. I drank in moderation too, and the more I got high, and the more I wanted. The more I got around people that did it, was the more I did it. So we have to change our atmosphere of people's places and things in order to recover. You know, my recovery is the most important thing to me that I found. We sometimes come in and we never knew a love from the God of our understanding until we start working a program, until He started guiding us and helping us and listening to us and guiding us to the right way to go. You know, sometimes I go back and I look and I say, okay, why was I so hard-headed? What was really the problem? Why did I do the things that I did? Why did I isolate? Why did I turn people's away? Why did I hide a lot? You know, and most of the times we hide and we run and we isolate because we don't want friends, our loved ones, to know what's going on. Hey, Tina, how you doing? We don't want them to know what's going on in our lives. And, because we already disappointed. We already ain't feeling the best. We already is at rock bottom in our lives. But we keep telling ourselves, we lie to ourselves. We as back then as an addict, I lied more to myself than I can remember. And it was because of the choices that I made took me to the places that I ended up. And now that I'm clean, I'm real proud of myself. I'm real proud of anybody that have went through. I'm so proud of everybody that has go through. Because see, people don't know that. People don't know, Chris, hey, Chris. People don't realize what we go through. Especially when we're in the midst of being clean and we still have to deal with life on life terms, like burying our mother, burying our sister, burying our boyfriend, burying our husband. And then on top of that, we got kids that's not living a good life, and kids is out there and we got to pray for them and help them, try to maintain and not use. But you know what I learned? I learned the best gift that I can give my kids is prayer. And that's what I use. I used to try to manage, control, pick up their problems. When they went through, I went through. Hey, when they went through, I went through. So I had to learn how to let the God of my understanding deal with situations that I can't handle. And there's a lot of things that I can't handle and I don't even try to handle. It's just I have a new way of the way I think and a new way the way I live. And that's stress-free. Because stress would kill you just like the disease of an addiction would kill you. Stress would kill you too. And when I found out that long as I don't use, then I have to chase. I don't have to chase. If I don't use, I don't pick up. But man, I've been to the point to where things have taken us and people have said things to hurt us or push our button. Some people know what to do to us when we allow them to know what to do to us. And when they think that they got us in that realm of pushing our buttons, then we'll go off or we won't show up for a while or we'll disappear. But see, it's none of that now because I can voice my opinion without saying things to hurt other people. And I just told somebody the other day, and I want to give a shout out to all the Texans and all the peoples. I love you too. I thank you. You are the best audience. All the nice thing. People don't get on here and criticize or they don't say nothing bad. I had a lady to say something. I don't even know her, but I prayed for her anyway. That was one out of all these months I've been doing that. But let me tell you something. When you done learn how to deal with stress and when you done learn how to deal with the things that you deal with that cause you to use, that cause you to run back out there, most times when we are clean and things hit us, or secrets that we had that we didn't talk about and we had to struggle and deal with it by ourselves, when it get overwhelming and overpowerful, that's why a lot of people go back and use. But I try to stay grounded. I ain't gonna say try. I stay grounded. Cut that TV down. I stay grounded. And the only reason why I stay grounded, because I know my overthinking. I know sometimes we can overthink and think things is worse than it is, or things is not getting no better, or things is pulling us and everybody is pulling on us. We went through all that. But see, when you get in recovery teaches us working them steps. When I admitted that I was powerless, then I did something good for me. I didn't lie to me that day. I didn't lie to me the day I walked into treatment and told them that I had a problem with drugs and alcohol and any other kind of drug substance. I didn't have a problem because I knew my life had become unmanageable. I knew things was chaotic. I knew I was holding too many secrets. I was trying to deal with the past. I was trying to deal with, I could have been a better parent. I could have did this and I could have did that. But then I realized Satan wanted me to hold on to that. He wanted me to hold on to all the failures and all the things that I could have done, all the things. And my understanding that it ain't no perfect parent, that we all go through things when we trying to raise kids. See, when we have kids, it don't come with instructions. It don't tell us how to be the best parent and how to handle things that we didn't even see coming. So I always give a shout out to the ones we did the best we could, even in our addiction. Because see, the addiction takes over. It's cunning, it's baffling, it's very powerful. And before we know it, we in a situation that we feel that we can't get out. But I found the God of my understanding that I had a connection. And the connection was letting him. I knew I can't, so I let him. And that became grounded in my life. When I think about all the things I did to lie and use to get one more, that was the insanity of the addiction. And we can't blame the disease on everything. We have to take accountability. We have to know what we had done. We have to know and understand why we did it. And we have to learn how to be accountable, how to be acceptance. It's no perfect peoples, y'all. We all learning and living, trying to get better. We're in a cruel world. We're in a cruel world. And the world don't care about us. The world don't care about us recovering. The world don't care about this an addiction. But an addiction is something that we have to care about. We have to stay grounded no matter what happened, no matter what kid hurt us, no matter what daughter-in-law hurt us, no matter what man hurt us, or what child hurt us. We have to learn to deal with pain without the use of drugs and alcohol. Some people can do it, some people can't. They get to that button. That's why I always treat people the way I want to be treated. I never understood what my mother used to say when I was young. She used to say, Renee, baby, y'all, all I want to do is treat people the way I wanted to be treated. So as I begin to get 14 and 15, I start understanding what she was saying, but still trying to nurture and pick up everybody and carry everybody's load didn't do me justice. Because when I needed to be carried, when you needed to be carried, when you couldn't understand, when you was using night and day like me, nobody helped me. Because most of the people that I love, I didn't tell them I was using. So I was a using addict undercover. When you become a using addict undercover, but you don't realize because other people don't know, the God of your understanding knows. And then once the pain get great enough and you start making bad decisions over bad decisions and you start let that overtake your life, then everybody will start knowing because some of your behaviors will show up. Some of your behaviors of or let me speak about me, how I walk the streets, how I didn't know what I was taking, how I would go in the middle of the night, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning looking for drugs, looking for an escape plan to help heal this pain that I was carrying. And most of us that come into recovery, we had carried a lot of pain for things that we did, things that we didn't do, things that we could have did, and until you start loving yourself, everybody else is to blame. That's what I did, and I'm sure y'all ain't no different from me. That's what I did. I blamed everything, every hurt, every pain, every neglect, everything that came in my life. I blamed everybody else. I blamed everybody that hurt me. I blamed everything, even when I hurt other people's. Even when I did something to hurt other people, I still took the drug to take that away. Why do we use? We use because we are in that atmosphere is to where we just don't want to feel. we are going through some things that, pressure and drama from the past come to the present. And then sometimes even in the presence of you being clean. Even when I came in being clean, things was happening. Things was happening that I didn't like, and I would still go to a meeting. I would still find an NA meeting, a CA meeting, an AA meeting. I go to them all. I don't go to just one because I did every drug that you can think of. Only drug I never did was heroin. I was too scared of heroin, and I don't know why, because it was a drug. But it just, I guess me, with my crazy thinking, had the attitude where I'll mess with everything else, but I won't mess with heroin. But all of it is a drug. The drugs nearly destroyed me. And I'm so grateful that a God of my understanding had the love for us to carry us and for us to help us for the unseen things that we didn't even know was finna happen. And somehow or another he came in and he helped us. He helped us. Even when I lost my son, and when I came in, of the unknown of the program of the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous, and I was going through all kind of stuff, shot in the face with 357, lost some friends of mine, and y'all telling me I can't use no matter what. What? You mean I get shot in my face by my best friend because her husband was trying to mess with me? And back then I was the one that messed with people's husbands during my addiction. But somehow or another she was my best friend, so that was hands off. But when I told her about it, she got angry, and I couldn't believe this woman shot me in my face with a 357 Magnum. And through to the grace of God, I'm still here to talk about it. Every time I go in the mirror and look at this big old scar and half of my ear missing, all of them was wake-up call due to my addiction. But I didn't understand when I came into treatment. I came in treatment looking for something. I came in treatment wanting to know why I couldn't stop using. I came in treatment to get my life together because I had 3 kids. I came into treatment because I was hurting inside over and over at night and day. It never went away. I came in treatment because I couldn't deal no more. I came in treatment because I was hurt and I was grieving and I was in pain. All 3 of them things in one was that for us every day. For us every day. And, I was a private person. I was a person just like I am today. If I grab you and I see you and I want to take a picture with you and I come up and hug you, it's genuine love for me. Because it was a time to where, I didn't love nobody. When we've been hurt and when we've been used and when we've been in denial and when we has that transition of coming from an addict to a recovering addict, we have to learn ourselves all over again. No matter whether we want to, no matter if we think we don't have to, but I needed to. I needed to find a foundation that was going to help me get myself together. I was responsible for 3 lives. I was responsible for Felicia, Johnny, and Wayne. And that's all I kept thinking about when I went into treatment. I didn't want no phone calls. I didn't accept no phone calls. I wanted me to focus on the plan that they was going to set up for me. So when I got out of Northwest General Hospital, it's gone now. Thank God for that hospital. It saved my life and many of my friends' lives. And when I got in there and weeping and hollering and crying, and they said, well, I had to deal. Come on, Renee. I had to deal with burying my mother. And I had to deal with burying my son. I had to deal with burying my boyfriend. I had to deal with burying 5 of my best friends due to drug overdose. And you telling me, no matter what I go through, I had to say to myself, how am I deal with this? You telling me I can't drink, I can't even smoke a joint, I can't pop a pill. I don't know if I can do this, because, I was used to pain, but I could take something for it, so therefore I didn't have to deal with pain. So how am I going to do this mess? I had to tell one of the counselors, I had to stand up and cry, how am I going to deal with this? You telling me I can't use when I get out of here, no matter what. You telling me I got to stay in the program for the rest of my life. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Okay, but this is why you're here, Renee. This is why you're in this place, because we need to teach you how to reprogram that brain of yours so you can focus on how to live and not how to die. And them words right there open the door for me. We have to focus. Our plan for you is that you need to live. And our main focus is that you don't die. Wake up call. Wake up call. Hey, Denise. Hey, baby. Hey, Kabina. Hey, I had to learn. I was ashamed. I was a dressed up, messed up lie. Only person I was lying to was me. But now, I'm in recovery. This addiction can kick in at any given time. And you telling me that I got to bury my mother, then turn around a couple years and bury my son, and I can't use? They tell us that. They tell us in recovery no matter what. No matter what, Renee, you cannot use. Go back to the 12 steps. Go back and read. You cannot use no matter what. That's been me all my life. Every time something go wrong, every time somebody neglected me, every time somebody didn't like me, every time somebody rejected me, every time somebody hurt my feelings, every time I think about what was done to me, every time I think about how I hurt other people. But you telling me no matter what I go through, even in recovery now, that I can't use? The hardest thing was to bury my mama. And all them years that I have, over 3 decades, now I got to go, and now, okay, I got to deal with everything I done dust out about no using no matter what. How am I do this? How am I get to this? The greatest person other than God that I truly, truly love, how am I do this? How am I bury my mother? And then deal with the after effect that my mama ain't gonna be here no more. How am I deal with my friend shooting me in the face with a .357? All that anger I had, that I wanted to find her and hurt her. I was your friend. Because if I wasn't, I could have slept with your husband. That's what I'm known to do. But you shot me. I could have died and not been here for my 3 kids. But now you telling me I can't use. I can't use. And that's when my high stepper women stepped up. That's when Blanche came in. That's when Michelle came in. That's when Nicole came in. That's when Randy came in. That's when a lot of the people's, I was a loner. But I did have friends that really care about me. I did have that. And I never tried to mistreat anybody since I've been clean in this program. I know some of them don't like me. Okay, I'm okay with that. Because I used to didn't like me. I used to didn't like me. But now that I love me, I can't control how you feel about me. Because to know me is to love me. Oh, I'm going to tell you what's right. You come to me and ask me to be your sponsor. Don't come to me to make yourself look good because you got a sponsor. We have to have a sponsor in this program. Hey, Felicia, we got to have a sponsor in this program in order for us to work. So when we get damaged or we going through or we hit a curve that we're not ready to catch that curve. Yeah, I hit a lot of. But now you telling me I can't drink no more? Crying because the urges are so bad that, you know, my body was used to taking something for every pain, for every rejection, for every denial. My habit was to use so I can numb myself so I didn't have to feel. I didn't like feeling the bull crap. I didn't like dealing with life on life terms. I didn't like dealing with people that hurted me. Then I also had to deal with this word called hate. When we're in that disease of an addiction, we pick up so many different characters. I built characters after characters. My defect of having a character was amazing. You know, I tell people, you know, they say, oh, Miss Renee, you know, you always wear nice wigs. You always dress nice. I said, girl, don't you realize I can be Patti LaBelle today and I can be Aretha Franklin tomorrow? See, that's the gift that you get a chance to say and do when you don't use drugs and alcohol no more. It's not a part of your life. So my life changed. But now that my life has changed, now that your life has changed, okay, Tina, now that your life has changed, we can't be the hypocrites and we can't be the liars and we can't be the prostitutes. We can't be the adulteries. We can't be none of the stuff we used to be. Recovery is about cleaning out your closet slowly, but getting it clean. I had to get it clean. I tell you, I carried so much. I carried everybody. Every friend, every associated. I carried everybody. I carried my sister. I carried my brother. I carried everybody. I was the nurturing one. I was the one that wanted to fix, manage, and control everybody else's life when my life was crumbling. I was that nurturer. And I had to learn how to deal with that. And when you've been a nurturer all your life, trying to help situations, fix situations, help peoples, give the peoples, and then you trying to fix them. But I'm so broken. I'm broken. Nobody can see that even in recovery. When I get broken, you ain't going to see it. That's what the 12 Steps of Narcotics Anonymous is for. That's what the God of my understanding is for. I found a new way to deal with not using drugs and alcohol. And you know, don't let me get to a place when I'm all over myself. How many of y'all done got in an area where everything just happened that day? Just for that day. Everything happened. Bundle after bundle after bundle. And you all over the place. And you know, I had a breakdown on here, and I'm okay with that. Because that shows you I'm not perfect. I'm just better. I'm better. You are better than you was. Anytime you can stop doing things that you've been doing all your life, using drugs, using people, using your friends, using your mama, your daddy, anything, because the drug don't care about who you use, and it don't care about who you hurt, and it don't care about who you neglect, and it don't care about how you talk to them. Drugs don't care. That addiction don't have feelings for nothing. And then I had to figure out, you know, when I went in treatment, they had to say, Renee, you gotta, you know, when you get ready to come in here, you gotta get butt naked truthful. A couple of times I wanted to leave. A couple times, you know, the urges got so bad and I just, you know, too much was coming up. Y'all bringing up too much now. Y'all bringing up too much. Y'all bringing up some things that I ain't never had to deal with before. And now I feel like I want to use, you know, but my job was to sit. That's what I promised God. I'm going to sit. Because my life is so unmanageable. I'm doing things that I would never allow another person to do to me. So we come to a point now we're trying to figure out, why did we go through the things that we went through? Why did I sit up here and lose all my character to the dope man? Why did I let him come in here and take something I worked so hard for, so easily come in and take it out in front of my kids? Why? The disease. Now, the disease of an addiction don't care about stealing your joy. It don't care about stealing your peace. It don't care about how you hurt your kids. It don't care about none of that. It only comes into your life, the alcohol, the drugs, the pills, to steal and kill and destroy. That's all it care about. It don't care about nothing else. So I had to ask God, why, how did I let myself get like this? I know it's a disease. I understand that, y'all. But I had to get to a place that I thought that I was better than that. I thought I was bigger than that. I thought I had control. And that's when that manageability come in. We had no manageability. Our life had become unmanaged, period. I did anything to get a hit. I did anything to get some drugs, to drink alcohol. And that's a terrible, terrible place to be in. When we let something else outside come into our domain and just take over. The addiction took over. So now I got to deal with everything. Letdowns, hurt. Sometimes the wreckage of my past come into the present. I got to deal with all this, and you telling me I can't use? I can't even take a little drink? I can't even take a little hit? I can't do that ever no more. Long as I'm in the program, long as I'm when I said I surrendered and I let go, that's what that means. When you surrender and you say you let go, surrender means never again. I surrender it all. I surrender it all. Take it what it's worth. I was at that point, I surrendered all of it. I was ready. I was tired of being tired. I was tired of lying. I was tired of letting the dope man get all my money. I was tired of rejection. I was tired of isolating. I was tired of thinking about committing suicide. Man, a person just don't know what an addict go through in order to get clean. We go through something. We damage our health. We damage our brain. We mess up our emotions. Our feelings is just gone. We can't even feel like we used to because we numbed it with the drugs and the alcohol. So my life did make a valuable change because things that used to bother us don't bother us no more. I can speak for me. You know, things that my kids used to do, and then I have to remember that I was once that kid that took my mother through. I was once that kid. And so I have to let them make their own mistakes. You know, because at a point in my life being clean, my kids still took me through something. Some of them were still angry with me. Some of them still had grudges towards me. But like my sponsor said, Renee, it ain't about them. You got to get it healthy and you got to get wise in order to deal with it, because it's coming. And she was so right. My sponsor was so right. She said, it's coming. The anger your kids felt for things that might have happened to them when you wasn't nowhere around, or you could have been around, could have been sitting right there, but sitting right there don't mean you was paying attention. So my sponsor told me, get ready, Renee, because it's coming. And I'll be doggone, she didn't lie to me. It came. My kids had a lot of ill feelings towards me. And I believe that's why some of them that drinks, some of them got high. You know, that's why I say our self-centeredness, our selfishness that we go through caused our kids to go through too. But soon as I didn't want to be one of them addicts that got themselves together and forget about my kids, I had to address everything that I had broken. I had to admit that I was sorry. Now, whether they accepted it, it was off of me. But I had to know that I could have been, I wasn't the worst parents, but I could have been a better parent. But I had to ask for forgiveness. That disease of an addiction, it tore up a lot of things. It tore up family. It tore up relationships. It tore up friendships. It tore up a lot of stuff. So when we get recovered, don't think that everything is all good. The only gift right then is we don't use. And the hardest thing that I think that I ever had to deal with, which I know it was, to bury my mother and my son. But my mother was able to see me change. She was able to know that I am recovering. She was able to know I let go of all the ill feelings and I worked on hate. I don't ever want to be introduced to hate ever again, because I hated certain people so bad till it came a part of my life. And we can't go through life hating people. We have to understand them that they're not perfect neither. Some of them was touched, some of them was messed with, and then they did it to us. I found a new way to live. I found a new way to nurture myself. I found a new way to let go. I found a new word. You know, it's so good. You know, when I went to the convention last weekend, it was so beautiful. And I was going to make sure that I had a beautiful time. And I did what I wanted to do, sing people I hadn't seen in years. And it was so beautiful, so overwhelming. Because there was some sisters there that I just grew to love in the program years and years and years ago that showed up. I heard awesome speakers. A couple of them made me cry at the convention. To grasp with being free from everything. You know, sometimes we get overwhelmed because we think about our mothers or our brothers or our loved ones that's not here no more. But they are so proud. They just here. Hey, you know, the way I look at it, I know my son is here, my mother is here. I know my boyfriend is here. I know they with me. I know they talk to me. You know, and I have to keep them alive in order for me to know that I'm okay. I miss my mother and my son. Oh God. Oh God. I miss my mother and my son. But I'm in a place that I can talk about it. I used to couldn't even talk about it. I used to wanted to get high behind it. So don't tell me how many years you have that you ain't in a situation that you can go back at any given time. Don't tell me that. See, don't tell me that you can get comfortable in this program and think you don't need a meeting, or think you don't need people, or think you don't need, sponsor, or think you don't need other addicts to talk to. Don't ever get in a place when this disease is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And that's why I have to stand in a place to be grounded at all times, no matter what happens. I have to learn how. Sometimes I look at people and see how they do me, and I'm like, wow. But I say something. I can't get high. Remember, y'all told me I can't get high no more. No matter what happened. No matter who hurt me. No matter how they do me. And I'm clean. We clean. In order to recover, you have to learn how to deal with situations, feelings, and emotion. You have to learn how to deal with how some people can be self-centered just like you used to be. How some people want to be in the front line like I used to be. But when the God of your understanding come into your life, He'll change you. When you read and you work a program and you understand that that program is your lifeline, when you get to understand that, come on, I'm ready. I always know something gonna come up, and I'm always ready. The program has taught me to always stay ready for rejection, for people's lying on you. People don't like you. You can be clean and people still don't like you. But one thing I will not do, let nobody take advantage of me like I did all them years. Because see, I learned how we have to learn in recovery how to nurture ourselves, how to nurture our feelings, how to nurture our emotions. We have to always have accountability to know what to say and when to say it. See, I never had accountability before. And accountability today is that I want to change my life. And I have changed my life. Anybody that know me, anybody that's been around me, they say to me all the time, girl, you done changed. When you come into recovery and you work a program and you go to meetings and you stop drinking and using and all that, you're supposed to change. Ain't nothing ever in your life gonna be the same ever again. I'm more patient. I'm more picky. I remember a time when I would get high, if you said hello to me, that mean you wanted to go to bed. That mean you liked me. That mean I made you like me because you probably didn't even like me like that. But see, that's how that disease does. Put stuff in our head that ain't even there. So yeah, I'm picky. My kids tell me, say, you picky. I was going to the filling station and I don't know why. It must be a sign on my head or something, because every time I go inside of a filling station, some dude want to talk. I'm picky. I still don't trust good. Recovery taught me to trust better, but I don't want to ever be hurt. So I protect my heart and I protect my emotions and I protect my feelings. That's very important to me. It's very important. Because see, that my feelings and my emotion what drew me to drugs. My feelings and my emotion what made me stay into drugs. My feelings and my emotion taught me how to hate. My feelings and emotion taught me how to isolate. My feelings and my emotions taught me how to manipulate. My feelings and my emotion taught me how to use you. My feelings and my emotion taught me how to lie. My feelings and my emotions taught me that I didn't look good. I didn't feel good. My insecurity was all over the place. I didn't like myself. My using taught me all them negative things. But let me tell you what recovery taught me. Recovery taught me, before I get off, recovery taught me I love me. Every day that I wake up, I can dress up and I can go into the mirror and I can look in there, and you need to try this too. Go in the mirror and say, you know what, girl, you got it. You got it. I love me. I love me, Serene. And if don't nobody else love me, I learned how to nurture and love myself. Because, I used to can walk in the room and think you was talking about me. Now I walk in the room with my head up high because I'm feeling it. Girl, I'm all that. I feel that. I walk into a room, I know God has got me. I know I ain't the liar and the manipulator and the taker, because I was a taker. I wanted everything you had to get one more. So being in recovery has taught me how to stay settled, how to have a common ground, how to be patient, how not to let things, when people say things, get to me like it used to. And if they do get to me, I nip it in the bud right away. In recovery has taught me I don't have to ever hate again. Hate ain't just not a good thing. Recovery has taught me that I love the joy and the peace that I have. I don't have all the drama, all the chaos. I don't have that in my life. My house is peaceful. I'm grounded. I'm laughing. I'm happy. I ain't isolating. I know how to take me some me time. My sister said, you get more me time. I got to learn how to do that, sis. You get more naps and me time. I said, because when you're nurturing yourself, you have to learn to love yourself and give yourself the best that you didn't give yourself before. When I was using, I didn't sleep. I got high. I didn't sleep. And when I did sleep, I slept for 2 or 3 days and woke up and continued to get high. So everything that I used to do, I do better today. I love better. I like peoples. I don't judge nobody. Everybody is like me. We human. We make mistakes. We make bad decisions. Sometimes we even make bad choices and bad decisions even in recovery. Remember, we're not perfect. We just better because of not using. I don't ever want to use again. I'm never going to use again. But when that pain get great and you realize, let me tell you something, when that pain get great and you realize you can't use no matter what, cry it out, talk it out, shout it out, but you cannot pick up. How am I going and bury the greatest gift God gave me was my mother? I couldn't even drive. I couldn't drive from weeping and crying. I had the best mother in the world, who was my father. She was my brother. She was my sister. She was my friend. She was my father. She was everything to me. She watched me go through a time in my life when I was ugly and mean. But she still loved me. She still nurtured me. And then she watched me grow. She was a part of my recovery. A lot of my recovery friends met my mother. My mother was everything. We talked every day, 3 and 4 times a day. The last time I talked to my mother, she was snoring on the phone. We talked from 9 until 2 o'clock. And she started snoring. I'm like, Mama, you snoring on me? And she laughed. That was the last conversation I had with my mother. And my son came from California. He told me how proud he was of me. He said, Mama, I am so proud. I said, Johnny, you still messing with them pills? No, Mama, I stopped. I stopped, Mama. But God sent him home so he could die with me. Went to sleep and never woke up. So in your recovery, you might not understand why you going through or why you went through. But just know this. He prepared you better so you could go through. You wasn't in the state. If I had been using when my mother and my son died, I probably would have never came back in. But for the God of my understanding to get me better and make me realize that I have a disease that had almost took over my life, I gave the disease everything. I gave the drugs and alcohol everything. All of me. I gave the drugs the pain. I gave the drugs the hate. I gave the drugs the ugliness. It took every joy out of me. It drained me. It made me sick. It made me paralyzed to where I just wanted to isolate and get high. The gift? What's the gift? What's the gift, Renee? What's the gift? Recovery. I ain't got to drink when I'm happy or sad. I ain't got to use. I don't ever have to use no more. No matter what pain I got to go through, face it. Deal with the rejection. Deal with the pain. Deal with mess up you made. Because a lot of us make mess up. Some of us don't know about it, but we make mess up. But when you clean, you can clean it up. That I know. Because I did it in recovery. So lesson learned is lessons not to do no more. Lesson learned that I can't get high. I can't get high. No matter how I'm feeling. No matter what I'm going through. No matter how much I done took this week or last week or the week to come. I can't use. I can't use. No matter what. That's what the 12-step program say. And I love recovery. Because recovery has taught me how to identify with the ugliness of Renee. It helped me to identify what I was losing. How it took all of me. How the partying, the drinking, it just took all of me. And now, I deal with life on life terms. I can't use. No matter what. No matter where I'm at, all over the place. I can't use. God's been too good to me. 12-step program, been too good to me. A 12-step program built me up. 12-step program helped me find a new foundation to work in my life every day. Some people that's addicted to other things need it too. Recovery is a gift. Second chance at life to get your house in order. I'm still praying for my loved ones who ain't got their house in order. I'm still praying though. I'm going to keep praying until the prayer go through. God of my understanding, you're going to keep me and you're going to keep working it out. We're going to keep praying. We're going to keep working it out. Because they got to get through the process like I did. They got to learn how to do like I did. You got to learn how to surrender. You got to learn how to stand on your word. You got to learn how to let go of things you cannot control. People, places, and things I can't control. I ain't trying to control nobody. I don't care if don't nobody like me. I like me. And that was the greatest gift God gave to me, because now I like myself. Now I'm on fire. So what you say about me and what you do to me, it ain't going to hurt me no more. I ain't got to use. I ain't got to drink. I ain't got to hide. I ain't got to isolate. I just deal with it. Okay, you not liking me is making me stronger. It's making me better. Because I know that I've changed. And I pat myself on the shoulders. I give that to me. I own that. I did all this. God helped me. And he helped me, and he kept helping me, and he's still helping me. So guess what? I ain't never used it. If somebody else want to go and use it, well, I was just over gambling, it got to be too much. Yeah, you got to be too much because you stop doing what you're supposed to do. You stop putting your focus in man. You kept your focus on man. You kept your focus on your son. You kept your focus on your daughter. You know, you stop going to meetings. You stop hanging around. You know, when you stop hanging around, you stop going to meetings. You stop dealing with your sponsor. You stop doing the things that you're doing. You going back. Sure enough. And I ain't never went that route. And I got a God in my stand. I got the spiritual side too. I'm keeping both of them. Both of them is good to me. Both of them been good to me. I've been through much. I've been through much, too much to let it all go for one more. No, it ain't no more. I don't even think my heart could take no more. You know, God is good. I thank y'all. I don't want to call the names, but I thank everybody that sent me texts since last week. I appreciate it. I ask God to anoint this mouth that I might not say nothing to hurt somebody, only to help somebody. If you ain't told nobody that you love somebody today, you need to do that. It don't cost nothing to pick up the phone and tell somebody you love them, whether you mad or not. You know, you ain't working on something if you still going to bed mad because you might not wake up. So you have to learn how to let go of things that we cannot control. And I'm glad I can't control everything, because when I thought I could control everything, I was a mess up. I was messing up bad, very bad. So now I don't try to control nothing. I ain't trying to control nobody, no place, or a thing. My circle is my circle. You know, and if you like me, I got too much going on to be trying to go and control anybody. I'm always busy. I'm always busy. Only time I don't be busy is when I take me time. And I tell y'all, everybody need to get them some me time. Alone time, some me time, some spiritual time. That's what grinds you. That's what grounds you to do better and think better and live better and want to do much more better. I love the 12-step program. And I'm so glad I was introduced the time that I was. Because when I came in, man, people's love to see another one get clean. We sat around the tables and cried and blew snot and anything else. But recovery is a blessing. It's a second chance at life. It's a way to give God thanks for Him to keeping us still alive. You know, I just look back over my life and I think about all the unseen as well as the seen things that I've done. I should have been, or maybe I think I should have been dead a long time ago, because I never thought I would see 65. In a couple of months, Christmas Day, I'll be 65. I never thought I would see 65. I was too damaged. I had messed up too bad. I always thought I would die early. I always thought my kids would find me overdosed somewhere. But when that God of your understanding come into your life and you surrender it all, I mean everything, every thought, every hurt, every pain, I surrendered it. Because it was too much for me trying to carry all of it. It was too much. And I kept using, I kept getting high. The more I got high, the more I wanted to get high. The more I drank, the more I wanted to drink. Lost, you know, only thing that I said I didn't do is I kept a job. I don't care how drunk I got. I don't care how much I used. I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to my job. And I thank God for that. Worked my job for 44 years. 42, and then I'm still working. I'm still working. Retired. I'm still working though. God has blessed me. He'll bless you. He bless everybody that's on this site. Y'all know y'all didn't wake yourself up this morning. Come on, come on, come on. You know you didn't get up with your right mind because you wanted it. God allowed it. The God of our understanding allowed it. So it's a gift. Love people. Do something nice and kind for people. I'm always blessed. I have to tell y'all, I'm always blessed. Because I'm not a taker. When I was a using, I was a taker. I took everything. Didn't care. Now I'm a giver. Words of encouragement. I give hugs. I give love. I give conversation. I answer the phone. I talk. Take people to the meetings. Come to a meeting. Anything somebody need, if I got it, you can get it. See, that's nurturing the old school, the old drug head, the old crackhead, the old alcoholic. And you think I ain't proud of me? I don't care if nobody proud of me. I'm proud of me. All the hours and all the things that I went through to stay clean. The nights I cried because I wanted to get high and I couldn't. So I know I made my mind up. God is good. The 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous saved my life. And guess what? It's still saving my life. Because I still go to meetings. I still go to meetings. But sometime when that depression, sometime when I'm missing my mother and my son and even my old man and my godfather, my friends, my best friends. I got 2 best friends. Thank God for them. Thank God for my 2 friends that I got. I appreciate it. I take life no more for granted. Nothing can be for granted in my life no more. Because I know what it is to take it for granted. So thank y'all so very much. I believe that we are on step 5. I believe I'm on step, we're on step 5. Minute to God, and to ourselves, and to another human being, the exact natures of wrong. That's mine. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm telling you. I got to study some more. That's a good one. I say that to every last one of them. This is the best medicine I could have had in my whole entire life. I wish I was introduced to the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous years back, in my younger years. But it is what it is. And I was supposed to go through so I can help another individual. Now I know why I use. Now I know why God allowed me to stay clean. Because I got something to give. Bless y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all the best audience. And next time on Sunday, I would like for y'all to do something for me if you want to. Remember, I don't have no control over nobody. But I know next time when y'all come up on here, Felicia and Tina and Chris and all the other names, Felicia, the ones I cannot see, and the ones that's going to come on here later. Shout out to me on Sundays. The time, just the years you got clean. Or the months you got clean. Or the days you got clean. Can y'all do that for me? Because I want to know. Because I want to show people that the program works. See, people get on here without y'all knowing they get on here. Weeks and weeks they study getting on. They study getting on. They study getting on. So come on to me and shout out. It's going to be shout out time for your clean time. And let me know how much time you got. If it's just one day is a good day that you didn't pick up and use. So remember, shout out time for clean time. I can't make you, but I would appreciate it. Do something nice and kind for someone today. If ain't nobody ever told you, tell them Miss Renee said that they love you. I love you with the love of God. And I thank y'all for being a part of my process. And I thank me for being a part of my process. Because I heal me when I talk to you all. Thank y'all. Remember, you don't have to use no matter what. No matter what comes into your life, you don't have to use. When death come upon you, when death come in your family, when kids hurt you, when life shows up, when your husband cheat, or when you break up, when you get a divorce, grandkids, you don't ever have to use. No matter what. Long as you stay clean, you can work the situation out. But as soon as you start to drink and use, you create a monster. And you start to mess up. God bless you. Thank you. Most gracious and Heavenly Father, I ask that everybody that's on this site that's going through, or is finna go through, or has been going through, may you bless them and touch them with the love of God and help them and let them know that they are important and that they are loved. No matter how emotions may take them or feelings may take them somewhere else. I know God loves us. He sees all good in us. He knows that he brought us here for this reason. Thank you, God, for letting me go through the drug use so I can be a blessing to somebody else. I'm a blessing to be a blessing. You all be a blessing to be a blessing. May God continue to bless you, keep you until Sunday, I ain't going to say until Sunday. That didn't even sound right. May God continue to bless you. I'll see y'all Sunday. We are on step 5. And I look forward to seeing you at 2 o'clock on Sunday. I love you and take care. Good night.